It's a pain in the butt.
Welcome to Alltech Radio on our new YouTube podcast. This is the show where you learn about the news and technology relating to working in the world of IT. No matter what your job is in IT, we cover all aspects of work-life balance, job duties, salary, and everything else related to computers and technology. I am your host, Robert McMillen. Along with me is my co-host, IT consultant. Ooh, I just changed your job title, consultant.
New title.
Scott Portinga.
Hey.
Welcome to our second YouTube podcast. So eventually I'll just stop saying what the number is.
Yeah. Once we get past 200 or 300, we'll stop.
That's right. Yeah. How many did we get to on the radio show? I think it was like 500 and something, right?
It was over 500.
It was over 500. Wow, that was a lot.
I'll have to look back. I think I've got copies of them all.
Oh, wow. Well, okay. So I did have a question from a listener from our first week that asked, so we have no jobs in IT, as we have all experienced. What's next for us? Well, go apply to Scott's email address. And
there you go. Yes, send me your resume.
See what you can get.
We'll talk about remote work if you don't live in the Portland area.
All right. So this is something that comes up a lot, right? It's not just here, but it comes up on a lot of different boards and postings, and I scour Reddit a lot for the sysadmin subreddit and listen to what people are saying. And here's the thing. Some people are getting jobs like right away as soon as they get their certification, and some people. So part of getting a job in IT is luck, of course, because you just happen to send your resume just at the right time that people are interested in looking at it, and part of it is something that's much deeper. So you've got bots looking at all kinds of resumes and deciding whether or not they should pass this along to the HR manager. And if you're not wording your resume in a way that the bot will understand it, then it's going to go ahead and kick your resume out. Have you experienced anything like that with people sending resumes to you?
Definitely. Yeah. Their first job is to get past that first gatekeeper.
Yeah.
At least get to the point where you can talk to somebody in person. Because I've had people that, have great resumes and they get by the gatekeeper, and then I talk to them and decide, no way.
Yeah.
Other people that manage to squeak by and their resume doesn't look that great, but I talk to them and they're good people. They're teachable. They're people I would want them to work with my clients. So yeah, just getting past that gatekeeper is the first big challenge.
Absolutely. And the second thing is you're probably not networking very well. So you think, well, I don't know anybody. Well, that's your fault. So, you probably went to college. You're probably a member of some tech, type of a group, either online or in your area, and you didn't really get to know anybody. So that is a real problem right there. You're more likely going to get a job with someone who knows you than somebody who doesn't.
Definitely. Are you on LinkedIn? I still get recruiters contacting me on LinkedIn.
Yeah, most of those are fake, though.
No, I got a really good job out of LinkedIn. It was pretty good. Of course, then my boss got fired, and the whole thing kind of went down.
Oh, it all went down the tubes that way. But if you know somebody, a lot about IT is trust, right? And if you go send off 300 resumes or you post everywhere, they don't know you, right? And it's not your fault that they don't know you. But you need to apply at jobs where you do know people. So if you're going to use LinkedIn, which is a great resource, look up all of your old college buddies, high school buddies, everybody that you know, everybody that they know, and try to find some places that, or some people that work at places where you'd like to work. And then contact them and say, hey, I'm trying to get a job in IT. Can you pass my resume off to HR? And by the way, how you doing? I look forward to seeing you at the 4th of July party and, all that kind of stuff. That's how you get a job. You don't get a job by sending off a resume to hundreds of places that don't know you. And part of the reason, one of the big reasons is, as I mentioned earlier, it's because of trust. An IT position is more than just looking into somebody's background to see if they've been arrested. Obviously, that's important, but we still hired people anyway.
Yes, but we knew about it.
But people we knew about, that's right. it's but it's also about knowing that person, right? So when you know that person from school, from another job, from a social group, that's another great place to turn to. Then you're going to get a job that way, because the person who you send your resume to is going to march that thing down to HR and say, "Hey, I know Scott. Scott's an awesome guy. You should give Scott a job." And then Scott gets called back and Scott gets the job. That's just how things work. It's not that it's unfair. It's because of the fact that an IT job is so high risk when hiring. If you were hiring, somebody who doesn't have the keys to the kingdom, then you can hire people you don't know, and that's fine. What do you think about that?
Oh, definitely. The knowing people. I've gotten so many jobs I was working at a company called Planar Systems. You probably know about them.
Yeah, yeah.
And my boss took a job with a guy that he knew out in Sandy.
Uh-huh.
So 6 months later, I get a call. "Hey, you need to come work for me."
There you go.
And it's like, it's who you know. And, sadly, that it's not just what you know, it's who you know.
That's right. Well, that's the other thing, is that'll get you in the door. That'll get you hired in a lot of cases. But what you really need to do is know your stuff, right? And because you're not going to last long. It needs to be
a combination of the two, but knowing people and getting in the door first is what's going to get you the job.
Yeah.
That's the secret, because it doesn't matter what you know if you can't get an interview.
Yeah, that's right. Now, in some cases, you don't have to know anything. You just have to be attractive to the person who's hiring you.
Oh, yeah.
But that's a whole other thing. That's something you and I never had to worry about, because
nope, not a problem. we both got in on our skills.
We got in on our skills. That's right. So the bottom line is, get to know people and give them your resume and tell them you need an IT job. And I guarantee you'll find much better success than what you've had so far. So if you've got any other questions, just go ahead and post them in the YouTube chat, and we'll be happy to address those either directly in YouTube, or we will answer them here on our show. Some interesting stuff going on this week, as you can see here. This, let's see, there we go. I think I got got to get the other screen up. I have so many screens going, Scott. It's confusing. So anyway, this is interesting that researchers are finding that you can take the reflection of somebody's eyes, and then you can pull that up. I think I've seen this in a few movies. And then you can see where it is that they're standing. Now, police officers are actually doing this now. I mean, FBI, CIA, that kind of thing, to find out where people are. They're actually looking at the reflections off of their eyes. And now, of course, we have good enough technology where we can do that even just on a regular PC. So if you're ever trying to hide from other people in one way or another, wear glasses. Wear sunglasses.
Well, those mirrored sunglasses.
Oh, wait, sunglasses will do it too. That doesn't work. I'd say spray them with some matte spray, or get non-reflective sunglasses, or just record your audio. That's it.
Yep.
Just do that, and make sure there's no outside sounds like trains happening.
Yep. People have correlated the sound of trains in certain cities.
Right.
And is it going left to right or right to left?
Exactly.
You can get pretty fancy.
That's true. That's true. All right, so this is pretty cool. YouTube, well, I shouldn't say this is cool. It's probably going to be irritating a lot of people. YouTube is now going to be blocking anybody who tries to block commercials. So, for instance, if you have an ad blocker that keeps out ads from YouTube, then you're not going to be able to do that much longer. You're going to get a message that says video player will be blocked after 3 videos. Do you block all your ads, Scott?
I usually don't. I usually let them play. And sometimes if it's playing something that I'm not really interested in, but I want to give the guy the revenue. So I'll walk off and get a cup of coffee or something like that, and just let it play.
Okay. All right. Well, that's nice.
People at All Tech Radio need the revenue.
There you go. I was going to say, we make money off of this kind of thing, and we don't want to do this for free, right? I mean, you got other things to do if we're going to do it for free. This is actually good news for people like us, but I think for a lot of other people, they're going to be pretty annoyed. So if you do have an ad blocker, you will probably see this message here shortly. Let's see here. We're going to take a look at the Sony these new Sony speakers that are going to be on Amazon. You know, the Amazon Prime Day is coming pretty soon. Did you know about that?
I heard about that.
I bet. Oh yeah, you're always up for a bargain. I know that.
Oh yeah.
So ultra portable, long lasting Bluetooth speaker, $48. That's pretty cheap.
Huh?
So
It's got a little hand strap there.
yeah, a little hand strap so you can smack somebody with it. You know.
Yep.
I recommend it that, you know, fathers give this to their daughters. So, you know, if they're listening to music and somebody bugs them, you just, you know, they just.
Exactly.
No, I don't recommend violence.
Well, and you can open the chassis and add some lead weights and make it even better.
Oh, wow. Again, we don't, you know, advocate violence or anything, but
nobody would do that.
No. But Prime Day is coming, and you're going to see, I saw on CNN actually today that they're, you know, all the different deals that are coming out. And as usual, I was disappointed, Scott.
Nothing you really wanted? Nothing you could do without?
Yeah, nothing I could really do without, no. So, you know, there's I think what you're seeing on Prime Day, and this is just my opinion, but I'm not alone in this opinion, is that a lot of people are seeing stuff that they just couldn't sell. I mean, you know, how many times have you come across one of these Prime Days or maybe even Black Friday things and stuff like that? And like, you know, it's normally $3,000, but today it's $10. Well, I've gotten some of that stuff for Christmas, you know, because the kids are always looking for something cheap, but, you know, looks good. And then I remember one time I got a watch, a digital watch, and it had all these different features on it. It couldn't keep time. So yeah, a lot of these things are just not super exciting, you know, things that you're going to see that are things that maybe were returned, or, you know, don't work right. I don't know. That's just what I have found. But have you gotten any good deals?
Not lately. It's been kind of sparse, so no.
All right. Well, I guess we will find out next week when Prime Day is back.
Usually I look at that and say, oh, a new TV, that's cool. Yeah, I don't need a TV. Oh, that's a nice computer. Oh, I don't need a computer. Oh, that's a nice Bluetooth speaker. Oh, I have too many. So
yeah, TV is so cheap. As I mentioned last week, I got this 32-inch that's behind me, and it was $89. I mean, you know, that's, you know, some things did not go up during the pandemic, Scott.
Nope, they did not.
Most things, or a lot of things, did. Funny how the economy did better than you thought. Did you read about that today?
I did not.
Yeah. They said the economy grew by 2% the first quarter. And they thought that it had done worse than that. So it's like the government's doing everything they can to bring us into a recession to try to keep prices low, but we just refuse to do it.
Well, good.
Good for us.
That's right. Go team.
Yeah. Reddit is telling protesting mods their communities will not stay private. Do you use Reddit a lot?
I've done it. I've been on Reddit a bit. There's a couple channels that I follow, but not a whole lot, not on a regular basis.
I'm in it a lot just because I see a lot of different subreddits on you know, computer jobs, and so since, you know, I teach a lot of students about, you know, Windows servers or networking or firewalls, whatever it is, you know, I like to tell them about the job market, because let's say a particular type of product has dried up. Like the Cisco ASA firewall, for instance. Cisco is still selling it, but they're hoping people will stop buying it so they can sell them the next generation firewall. So I'm no longer teaching the ASA firewall. I don't see any reason to do it, because I know that it's just a matter of time before they just kill it off. However,
there's better hardware out there.
Yeah, that's right. I did start teaching the Cisco next generation firewall. It's a whole new operating system. It's called like the FX operating system or something like that. And so I started teaching people how to, you know, block websites and you know, set up rules and policies and all kinds of stuff like that. And it's really useful. It's really a good firewall. So, you know, that's the kind of stuff that, you know, I make sure that I'm, you know, being relevant when it comes to these things. And so what happened with Reddit was, if you're not familiar with it, so all the data that Reddit gets is from users, right? Reddit doesn't generate anything. Everything that's in there is from a user, from, you know, someone who has logged in and posted something. And so, what happened is Reddit made themselves that data available to multiple different appies or application programming interfaces. So if you had a website, you could link, that you wanted to link in a subreddit to for results of things, and then have live updates. You could do that, and it was free. And there's also, of course, a lot of apps on Apple and Android devices. So Reddit said, you know what, we're not going to give that away free anymore. We're going to start charging for it. And all the users are like, wait a minute, all this content came from us. Shouldn't you have our input at all?
So you're going to take what I gave you and then charge me to use it.
Exactly. Well, they're not going to charge the users. They're going to charge the people that bring you the data through the different applications. Yeah. So yeah, if the application charges you to use it, then indirectly, yeah, you're right. That would affect that. And it was no small amount. It's not like, we'll just charge you, a few dollars or a few hundred or a few thousand. Oh no. Some appies are getting charged millions, tens of millions of dollars based on how much data they're pulling. And they're like, well, we can't afford that. We're just trying to provide a service to people. Most of them are providing for free anyway. So they just went ahead and canceled, all these apps that were bringing Reddit to people because the Reddit application itself is not very good, at least according to a lot of people who've seen it. So in a protest, this is kind of funny. So in a protest, the Reddit moderators, the mods, people that you love to hate, they have switched over from public communities that anybody can go to private, or even better, they switched over to just publishing memes, and that's it. I mean, they won't take any users stuff. They'll just, unless it's related to this meme. So there's one for one of the late night talk hosts, and all they'll do is publish John Oliver's meme pictures. Like, people will make up like John Olivet, and there's a picture of an olive with his face in it, so he's just like a giant olive. And there's a whole bunch of X-rated ones. It's just really funny.
Yeah, but not really useful content.
No, but they're trying to do that. They're trying to force Reddit to go back to offering all this for free. And so far, Reddit says, well, A, we're going to kick off any mod that gives us a problem. B, we're going to remark any communities marked private as public. And C, you're not going to be able to just accept certain memes. So if you don't play ball, you're out. And this is getting worse rather than better, because they're getting more and more people upset. They're looking to other platforms. All you Reddit wannabes out there, here's an opportunity. You're right, because Reddit is the 6th most popular website in the world. Did you know that?
I did not. But somebody puts out a good substitution for it, and it's going to drop like a rock.
Yeah, because you got Facebook, of course. They've got Instagram, and then you've got YouTube and Google, and just one other, and then Reddit. That's how big it is. And they're saying, we're not making enough money. Come on. You're the 6th largest website in the world. You have ads all over the place. And
how much money is enough?
How much money is enough? Right. But there's a lot of companies that will just drive themselves out of business because they always have to show more profit than they did the last quarter. Right.
Cannot grow when you're dying.
Yeah. That's like the last episode of Dinosaurs. I don't know. Did you ever watch that show?
Not the whole thing.
The cartoon Dinosaurs. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So they had made one mistake after another that started causing this cascade, environmental issues. And in the third quarter, they had global freezing going on because all of the ash from all the volcanoes they inadvertently caused to go off started causing global cooling, and
unforeseen consequences.
Yeah, exactly. So the main character goes up to his boss and he says, "Hey, we're killing the environment." He says, "No, you don't get it. I'm selling heaters. I'm selling fur coats. I'm selling all this stuff."
That's great.
And he said, so the main character says, "Well, what do we do when we run out of all that?" And he says, "That's a fourth quarter problem."
Yeah, and that's the way a lot of corporations seem to be thinking, though. It's short-term gains, and they really don't care. heard a comment from this regular person. And they were talking about global change, global climate change.
Yeah.
And they said, they're talking about that happening, 38 years in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be dead. I don't care.
That's my kids and grandkids' problem, right?
Apparently, yeah.
Wow. Well, I guess if you don't have kids, then
well,
it's definitely nothing to do with you then. So,
yeah.
Wow.
Sad. Yep.
Yeah.
Sad.
Well, that's the way Reddit is going. I mean, I'm sure that there's a lot of others. There's Quora, and there's I don't know if you follow other sites that do this kind of stuff, but lots of other community types of websites. So you don't really have to use Reddit to do this. I mean, anybody can do it. I remember
for a lot of those sites, you get a lot of good content because of who is there.
Yeah.
So if you can find out if they're somewhere else too,
then you move.
Then go
the personality. Yeah.
Yep.
You ever watch Tosh?
I have not.
Oh, Tosh.0. It was on a Comedy Central. It's basically just him standing in front of a green screen and showing funny videos that were online. And he said, if
we could do that.
He said, if one day Comedy Central ever cancels us, I'm just going to set this up in my garage. I mean, it's really not hard to do.
Exactly. Yep.
We have zero budget.
I was just going to say, Bob, we could do that.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. We just did.
Robert 2.0.
We just did. I saw Tosh in Las Vegas. My wife and I saw, and he was really funny. He was good. It was worth the money. Of course, he was raunchy, so don't take the kids. So
Vegas is not for families. Doesn't matter what they tell you. It's not.
It's not. You're exactly right. So the Pixel Fold has come out. Another phone that you're not going to buy, Scott, because it's probably too expensive. And
I think
you
the
like
company should buy one so I can research it.
It's taken one day for customers to report broken Pixel Fold screens.
Oh.
The Google Pixel Fold. I've had a Google Pixel phone, and it actually worked just fine. I replaced it eventually with the Microsoft Duo phone, which I love, by the way, even though some people don't. But the Duo phone has this line, line down the middle of the screen because it separates the two screens, but it allows you to run two apps at the same time. You can't do that with an iPhone.
Nope.
Because you don't have
Actually,
two screens.
on an iPad, you can have split screens.
Yeah, but that's an iPad. I mean, that's not a phone.
Not a phone. Yep.
Yeah. So this was a pretty cool feature to have. So but even Microsoft Duo is moving. It reported that it's going to move the Duo 3 phone, if they even make it, to a fold screen. So this is just the way everybody's going. So Pixel's like, okay, well, Samsung's making a lot of money off this. I guess we better make our own.
Let's give it a try.
So it was released just a day ago, and people are already reporting that the screens are broken and damaged.
Oh.
So that's not good. I don't even know how much these things cost, but I'll bet they're probably about $1,500. I mean, that seems to be the going rate for those, higher end ones.
Yeah.
But I don't see any dollar
That's
amounts.
disappointing. That's a bad kickoff.
Yeah. Well, do you like the idea of the folded screen phones? I think eventually we're all going to have them.
I do like the idea. In fact, there was one time they had these laptops. You remember seeing those with a little LCD screen on the outside?
Wasn't that an Apple that did that?
No, it was Lenovo.
Oh, Lenovo. Oh, we did talk about one last week where you could separate it, but maybe this is something different, huh?
Yeah, this was back when we were at CIS.
Oh, okay.
And they actually had a little screen on the outside that would give you notifications, kind of like little pop-ups on your phone.
Oh, I think I do remember
that.
that.
Yeah, I should check that email.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool.
That is pretty cool, yeah. Well,
of course, they didn't carry it through, but
cool. Some of these little inventions cost so much money, and then people are like, it's really cool, but I don't need to pay that much for it.
Or they break easily, like a Google foldable phone, and
that's a good question.
This doesn't work.
Yeah. All right. So, want to torture telemarketers, and who doesn't? There is a new AI an application that uses artificial intelligence that will talk to your telemarketer for you and give appropriate responses.
Well, I'll go out and get some dinner and then just let the AI talk to the telemarketer.
Exactly. Yeah. I can imagine how that conversation would go.
You should repost that time that you talked to that telemarketer.
Oh, yeah. Well, a
Yeah.
lot of us have done that, just sort of strung, telemarketers along, and then, finally you tell them, no, I'm not actually going to buy your stuff. You give them the wrong credit card number. You start giving them, symbols for pi, and and then they start yelling back at you and stuff like that. I've had some, telemarketers that were supposedly professionals that turned around and yelled some pretty bad expletives. The only good news about that was it was another language, so I didn't understand what it was.
Yeah, where's the fun in that?
That's right. So the start of the call relies on preset expressions from chatbots, like saying, uh-huh, and asking the caller's name until GPT-4 kicks in and responds more on point. In this article, a telemarketer named Kevin tries to get Whitebeard, to talk about his credit cards in order to sell him on credit consolidation. And the bot seems to get it, but also seems a little confused, which keeps Kevin interested and wastes more time. Anyway, here's a quote. Anyway, I think I owe about what was it, 15,000 or 1,500? I can never remember. One of Whitebeard's meandering replies said, "Let me go find my reading glasses and check my statements. I'll be right back." So yeah, check out Whitebeard application, and as soon as you get your telemarketer call, go ahead and launch it, and just let the two of them have at it.
Yeah. Sooner or later, they may stop calling because it's going to waste so much of their time.
Exactly.
30-day free trial and $199 a month. Oh. Heck, if you get a lot of those calls, sounds worth it.
That's a good point. That's from cultofmac.com. So in case you wanted to read that article. And from Windows Central, we have Windows 11 new AI Copilot. This is something that Microsoft is really advertising heavily. So it's now available to try out in the latest Windows 11 dev channel build. So if you have access to that, so you can sign up to get these development channel builds, but I don't recommend you do this unless you have like a virtual machine to put it on, because if you use this for your main computer, have you ever done a dev build on your main computer, Scott?
I have, and I haven't crashed and burned too bad. But there's been a few times I thought, oh, that looks cool. I'm going to try that.
Right.
Yeah, it's not quite as cool as they said, but it hasn't killed me. So
yeah.
It was okay.
Yeah. Well, I've had more than one crash doing that. So eventually, like I said, you can just sign up to just type in Windows Dev Build. There's my Duo phone there. Windows Dev Build preview, sign up, and then you'll get redirected to Microsoft sign up, and then you can go ahead and download these. Now these have a shelf life. I mean, they're only going to last, I don't know, 180 days, something like that. And then they're going to stop working, and it'll revert back to your previous license or your previous version if it hasn't updated, to the newest version already. So just keep that in mind. But what I like to do is to enable Hyper-V on my computer, or you can install, VirtualBox or anything else you want, and then just install it as a virtual machine. Pretty easy to do. I've got videos on the YouTube channel to show you how to do it. And then you can go ahead and play that all you want without it worrying that it's going to break your main computer. So, but anyways, Copilot is coming out as an AI assistant. So instead of Cortana, Microsoft is saying Copilot is the way to go, and it will, have conversational type of English or whatever language to let you do things, such commands as change to dark mode, do not disturb, take a screenshot. Doesn't sound like great AI to me, but it allows you to talk to it and have it control your computer. That's the part I think that's really useful, is if you have some sort of disability, then you turn this thing on, then you could definitely find a lot of use for this.
They've actually had that for a while, as far as being able to voice control your computer.
Yeah.
It doesn't always work as advertised, but it can be quite useful.
Yeah. So maybe Copilot is a better way to go. Maybe it does.
Yeah. Maybe it's a step up from their earlier voice control.
Yeah. So this is from Yahoo. AI shopping features to Bing and Edge browser. So Microsoft is going to put artificial intelligence to sell you stuff. So they're going to make online shopping easier, Capabilities which the Windows maker is rolling out includes AI-powered buyer's guides, summaries of user reviews and feedback, and the ability to help you request a price match from sellers, even if you already have your purchase in hand. That actually sounds like it could be fairly useful. So what you would do is you would go into, say, Edge, Microsoft Edge web browser, and you would do a search for adding in the buyer's guide, and it would just show up as like an extension. And then you can go ahead and click on that extension in your toolbar, and then go ahead and let it help you do stuff. So as you're searching for things like on Google or Bing or whatever, or Amazon, whatever it is, the bar shows up on the right and tells you if that's really the best price where you can buy it, or if you should go someplace else.
I was doing some shopping at the Lenovo site the other day, and I had something in the cart.
Yep.
And Microsoft, in the Bing browser, up in the toolbar area, it said, "Oh, do you want us to look for discount codes?"
Whoa.
And I said, "Sure, why not?" So it went through and went to 15 different sites and pulled discount codes and tried them on my cart.
Wow.
To see if any of them stuck.
That's cool. Did they even work?
No, they were all expired. But it was nice of them to ask.
That sounds like such a gigantic corporation thing to do, You want us to help you? Yeah, we couldn't.
Yeah, we couldn't, but we tried, and that's the important.
I'd rather they actually succeed, but okay.
That's true.
Are you in the market for a new video card, Scott?
Potentially, but I probably shouldn't be.
Probably
I'd like
shouldn't.
to build
Yeah,
a
I hear
good.
you.
I'd like to build a good gaming machine, and I've never really had a good,
Okay.
But yeah, it would be nice. Is that now the RTX 4060? If you're looking for a good work laptop that needs good video, shop at Costco. You can actually sort through their content by video card.
Oh, okay, interesting.
You can say, I need this video card or that video card, and Acrobat will tell you, for Adobe products like Photoshop, you can go there and these are the preferred video cards for our product.
Okay.
You can actually go to Costco and say, I want to look for product with this video card and this video card and this video card.
Ah, interesting. Well, GeForce, which I've used many GeForce cards. So the Ace, there's always this company that makes the hardware, and then there's this other company that puts their software on top of it. So you're either looking at NVIDIA or Asus. I mean, there's only like 3 or 4 manufacturers. Intel is now getting into making video cards as well. But there's the other companies like GeForce is putting theirs on top of this Asus, right? So $299, RTX 4060. It's good for up to 2K. So basically 1440 is the resolution. It's great at 1080, but it will go up to 1440. It will not go up to 4K. But for $299, that's really good. I mean, you could do a lot of Bitcoin mining. I mean, you could do a lot of gaming if you want, and things like that. It's funny if you look at the payoff on Bitcoin mining now. You buy like a $300 card like this one, RTX 4060. It could be 8-9 years before it pays it off at the current dollar.
Yeah, it only really makes sense financially is if you steal processing power from other people.
Yeah, well, but that's not a good idea, Scott. Come on.
No, it is not. It's illegal.
It's illegal.
Oh.
Don't do that.
Yep.
Don't do that. There was a company. I don't know if you recall what company this is. They fix a lot of printers in the Northwest. And they set up a lot of printers. So we had multiple clients that would call us up and say, hey, so-and-so was just here yesterday fixing our printers. And we need to, something's not working right. Can you take a look at the server? So I go in and I log into the server, and that printing company employee had installed a Bitcoin miner onto the server.
Bad enough you let them touch your server.
Yes. If you have a company, if you have a company that you need to bring out a vendor and they ask to log into your server, the answer is no. The answer is,
I've actually,
let me call my IT guy, have him or her log in, and then he or she will watch what it is that you do, or you tell us what we should do. So.
Yeah, many of the times that I've babysat that unnamed company, as they install software and share software, just to make sure they do it right in the first place.
Yeah, and one time they went in and installed, they added themselves to a remote desktop protocol, and then they remote in after hours. You can actually see in the event logs after hours. So yeah, this same company advertises a lot on the Portland Trailblazers games, as the printer repair place. Yeah, you've probably seen them.
I know people that work there.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah, their turnover is so high. It's like every 6 months they have 100% turnover. They don't pay. Apparently, they don't pay their employees very well either.
a former employee of ours interviewed there.
Oh really? And what happened?
And he got past the first couple interviews. It was looking good, and then they wanted to do a psychological test.
What?
Yeah. So he said, nah, I'm done.
Wow. I had no idea they were doing that. Wow.
Yep. Well, I guess it's important to them, but yeah, he would have been a good addition to their team too.
Wouldn't have lasted. Sure.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not with those, some of those, the way they treat their employees.
Yeah. I mean, there's got to be a reason why you have 100% turnover in 6 months. In our old business, we had people there for more than 10 years.
Yep.
And every one of them owned a house. They weren't even renting apartments. They had cars. They had their own house. Now people are struggling to even rent an apartment.
We had a couple of guys who spent way too much money on cars.
Yeah, they did. I remember that.
Remember that one guy said, I've blown the engine in like 3 Jettas, and he was blaming the car.
After the first 2, you got to ask yourself, is it me?
Yeah.
Could it be me?
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah. That's sort of my rule of thought too, is whenever I'm like, is this my fault or is this other person just an idiot? And then if the second person comes up and says the same thing, and I'm thinking, all right, I'm leaning towards me being the idiot. And then by the third person, I'm like, okay, I'm the idiot.
Yeah. Yeah, we can take a hint.
Yeah. But that first person, at least that'll raise the specter. But you haven't convinced me until you get to the third one.
Yeah. Well, one opinion doesn't mean anything. 2, however, is good.
That's right. Well, Scott, it's been fun at our second podcast. Is there anything you'd like to add?
Yes. Not today. I have so much work to do that I just need to get off the phone and get to work.
Be billable. All right. Well, go forth and be billable.
That's right.
And we will see you all again next week. Thanks for being on our show. And we look forward to more podcasts in the near future.
All right. See you all later.
Okay.